It's Chase, and I want to talk today about why Intel and nvidia beat AMD in sales. And first reason is AMD GPUs and CPUs are known to run hot. Mainly with their GPUs, they run at a higher TDP than the nvidia GPUs. So that's where they get a bad rap from. And some of their CPUs, like the 9000 series, do run really hot. Because they have such a high factory overclock on their CPUs. Another one would be AMD is known as a second-hand brand. Everyone's heard of commercials from Intel, but have you ever heard of one from AMD? I've never seen a commercial from AMD. So that's the big one. Is the known, Intel is known, but AMD is more of a second-hand. Another one is AMD requires more power. This is not true for their cheaper CPUs, but for their GPUs and higher-end CPUs, they draw a lot more power. I've seen some of their higher-end CPUs draw 220 watts. Another one is since Intel is a bigger company, they have more hardware supported, such as more motherboard selection and more CPU cooler selection, especially in the liquid cooling department. I've seen Cooler Master have only Intel AIOs, only for Intel, not for AMD at all. So that's a pretty big one. And the last one is Intel is known to have better performance, and i5 will beat an FX 6300 by a good margin, even though it costs twice as much. People don't really care, they only care about the performance. Such as nvidia also, they have higher end GPUs perform better per watt, have more performance per watt ratio, and AMD just keeps coming out with budget-end cards for graphics. Personally, I went with the FX 8320E because it has 8 cores and is clocked at 3.2 gigahertz and turbos up to 4.0. And only draws 95 watts for an 8 core. This is pretty amazing. Also is only $115 brand new off of Amazon. My GPU is an nvidia GeForce GTX 970 from MSI. I got this because it can play just about any game at around 45 to 60 frames per second maxed out settings. And it didn't cost anyone $200 used on eBay. So in conclusion, AMD is really good for budget and systems. And Intel is better for more performance, but at a higher price. So if you want the best performance, go with Intel. But if you're going for a budget end, go with AMD.